Thank you so much for joining us today for the Pastor's Potluck Podcast. Here on the Pastor's Potluck, it's similar to a normal potluck where you might get something that you want and there may be something that you just want to pass up altogether. And that's okay. There's something here for everybody. Our goal here is to encourage you and maybe in the process entertain you. If you're ready, let's dig in.
Listen, I feel like I asked this question just last week, like what's my issue with dogs? And I may have brought this up, and that's fine. But this bro in New Martinsville, which is on our way home, he's got these two left, little bull terriers. Mm-hmm. I told Paul, I said, I want a bull terrier so bad.
Yeah.
I don't even know why. Target, maybe.
Yeah.
I think they're
Toy
the coolest.
Story.
Yeah, they're just such a weird looking animal. And I'm like, Paul, we don't need another dog. But if I got this dog, I would not be mad. Like, I'd be mad. But I will pretend I'm not mad. I'm like, gosh. And and they're like 6 months old now. Like, they're the last two of his litter. And so I'm like, that's a Christmas idea, Paul. But we currently have a dog we're trying to get rid of, so it doesn't work out.
I know. I saw the pictures of that dog on Facebook that you posted.
She's cute, isn't she?
Don't even try that nonsense with me.
I'm just saying, objectively. Objectively, she's cute.
Her ears are something else. They are something else.
We left her out all by herself when we had people over last night for group, and she was so well-mannered. Like, because I literally told Paul, I said, I don't think we've ever just left her out. We've always left her with the other dogs or put her away and let the other dogs out. So let's just see. Let's put the other dogs away and just leave her out. She was just like not begging for food, not like all up under people's feet. She was just very like kind of just watching everyone in the room from the side. We all sat at the table. She sat under the table, like, but not like begging or anything. And then when we were like playing some games, I watched her like just dismiss herself to go lay on the couch. I'm like, dang, this is a good dog.
Yeah.
Shoot. Maybe I can get rid of one of the other ones.
Dude, my dogs are freaking nuts right now. They are. It's like every time I put them in their crate at the end of the day, they're crying and whimpering and it drives me up the walls. And then they're always like, because they're so big, like they can easily grab food off the kitchen table without even getting off all fours. But the other day I caught Daisy, the bigger of the two, just front two legs on the counter, just going to town on a tub of butter.
No way.
Yep. just eating away at the country crock.
She's living her best life.
I don't know about that, but because the next 24 hours after that, she was not living her best life. And I wasn't sleeping my best life because she had to go all the time. But
anyway.
I guess that's how we're starting off the potluck today is we're talking about our dogs.
We don't have to. We can cut this. I don't know. It's whatever.
We can leave it in.
We're just living.
Yeah, just living life. But yeah, welcome to another episode of the Pastor's Potluck Podcast. Holiday edition. We're going to be chatting about the holidays over the next couple of weeks. And yeah, dude, it's crazy. We drove into work this morning. We record this typically on a Wednesday. And so it was just nonchalantly just sprinkling. And then it just turned on the full-blown blizzard mode.
Yeah. Well, this morning, Paul asked me, he said, my husband, he goes, did it rain or is it snowing or something along? And I said, I look out the window and I go, it's raining. And he was like, oh, okay. And then when I was leaving the house like an hour later, 2 hours later, whatever that looked like, I go, no, dude, it's snowing. Like, it's snowing now. Like, just barely. Nothing's sticking. But now we look outside. It's the afternoon.
Everything's
sticking, white. Looking awesome.
Yeah, whenever I drove in, everything, all the leaves have all fallen and everything's brown and the earth tone and gray and just gloomy. And then literally 30 minutes after I pulled into work, everything's just covered in white. And so
it is refreshing. Like
it
there's
is.
something about it visually where you're like, huh.
Yeah.
It's like kind of lovely.
Yeah, the image that stuck out in my mind is like I know what it feels like to be on the inside of a snow globe. And just God's just kind of shaking it up right now. Like the snow's just coming down.
You ready for this? This is a youth pastor sermon.
Yeah.
The dumpster here on our property looks horrible 90% of the time, but when it snows, it's beautiful. There's a message in that somewhere.
I don't know. You still got crap on the inside.
Your dumpster life
Yeah.
can be covered, but you got to work on changing things still on the inside.
Yeah. You need God to come through and give you a good spray of bleach every now and then.
Don't be a dumpster. That's the message.
Yeah.
Don't think it's just covering up the outside is enough.
Yeah. No matter what paint or snow covers the outside, the inside's still full of trash. So that's good. I liked it. I told you about that one sermon that my brother was in Bible. My oldest brother was in Bible college, and somebody preached a sermon about how the Holy Spirit and their belly button is like one and the same.
Oh, I hated that story. That's
I know.
Wild.
I know. I don't know that I've ever scratched anything outside of the Holy Spirit. So. I don't know if the Holy Spirit was ever sore whenever he had his appendix taken out and they had to go through my gut laparoscopically, in through my belly button.
That's tough stuff.
Yeah. Was the Holy Spirit sore then?
That's an old episode somewhere. If
Did the Holy Spirit ever, was he only ever allowed to lift over 5 pounds whenever you had hernia surgery?
If someone wants to deep track potluck, I know we talked about this in depth at one point, but we won't today. You have to find that.
That was new takes though. That was just like I've never said that before in my life.
No, some of this was That's
good. But the Holy Spirit and belly button. My goodness. Like you're not led of God didn't give you that.
Yeah.
God didn't give you that message.
Crap, I gotta come up with something real quick. It almost reminds me, we're talking Christmas season, like coming up with gift ideas real quick.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, what's the first thing you snag? Thanksgiving Day. Did your family do this?
No, what?
Thanksgiving Day, something comes in the mail and you rip it open.
The JCPenney catalog.
Oh, yes.
But we got it like before then too.
You got it before Thanksgiving too?
Oh, yeah. I think that I remember, I don't know, my mom's always been like an early shopper. So anytime that she can, because I'm one of 5 kids. And so, you
gotta plan.
It's a lot of people. I mean, she starts shopping for Christmas in January, it seems like. So we would always get a turn with the JCPenney catalog, and we'd have a pin, and then they made we couldn't just write our initials because me and all my brothers have the same initials.
Yeah. I was just going to ask, what did you write around your
I had
circles?
I had to write my name.
Jared.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so it was my younger sister and me whenever we were coming up, because my older sisters were teenagers whenever we were little, me and my younger sister. So like by the time we were old enough to circle things and write our names, they were already adults out of the house.
Yeah.
And so it was like the two of us, young sisters, and I think we did A and S for a while, but I think we did also write the name, like I would write Anna sometimes around my circle.
I don't even remember if I got anything off of that.
It was just the
like
joy
thinking
of
about
going through it.
Oh yeah, and just the fun thing was because like I said, I'm one of 5 kids, so you wanted to be the first one to get it.
Yeah,
because
to mark it, it's like you claimed it.
Yeah, you didn't want to like go through the book like 5th in line, and you're like, oh, all the good stuff's taken. I guess I gotta go with the Barbies.
It's really gone.
Like
yes, that was like a feeling.
But
like, they got to it before me.
Yeah, you're like, I wanted that toy.
It's not even real.
Yeah, it's not even real because I don't even know if we got. I'm sure my mom will text me whenever she listens to this, and she'll go, "We for sure bought stuff from there." But a lot of the joy too would come like a week or 2 afterwards. Like you would see it sit like the JCPenney catalog sitting there on the coffee table, and you go, I want to see if I made like good decisions.
Right.
And like how many times did we go back through and just like scratch stuff out?
I would do the X. I'd do the X on it. Like, I changed my mind. I found something better.
Yeah, I missed this page. But yeah, it was awesome. Amazon I think came out with a wish list book because JCPenney and Sears, they don't do the catalogs like that anymore. But there was a point to where I realized that I could do, which I thought would help me out, because I'm like, okay, if they're going to order this, like, because they always had like that envelope in the middle, and then you would fill out
you could
item,
check the item numbers
and write the item number down, and then just fill out all your information, fill out a check, put it in the prepaid envelope or whatever,
send you the stuff,
mail it off.
Yeah.
And I never got so bold to like do it myself because I couldn't write a check. I'm like 8 or 9 years old, but I started filling out that order form, and I'm thinking, man, if I fill this thing out, like my brothers,
no going back.
Well, my brothers and my sisters, they're not gonna get anything. I'm gonna get it all.
Yeah.
Just my big brain that I had, growing up.
I love that idea.
Yeah, it was, I don't know. Like I said, I don't remember ever getting anything, but it was for sure a highlight because it gave you enough to where you didn't have to like worry, quote unquote, about Christmas. You're like, dude, I set myself up. Like, this is going to be a good Christmas. And then you get like just clothes. And you're like, I don't remember signing that off in the book.
Well, there is some type of satisfaction in just like, I feel like I still do this now as an adult. This is like, probably I should talk to a therapist about it, but like adding a bunch of stuff to my cart when I'm on like websites, Amazon, or like, I don't know, American Eagle or whatever, like adding stuff to the cart. Yeah. And then when I go to check out, I'm like, well, I don't want to spend $1,000 or something. Yeah. I'm like, well, I've got $40. So then you just delete stuff or put it on your list for later or whatever. Like,
that's what I do for Amazon.
And I'm just
I have like 200 items in my save for later.
But that is the JCPenney catalog is what that is. That's the circled items in the catalog.
It's not as fun.
No, it's not, but it's the same concept. It's going, if I could have some things, these are the things that I would like to have.
My stuff is like
your stuff's
light
boring
bulbs,
now.
air filters,
batteries.
Yeah, batteries. I've got that in there. I've got like some I guess some more exciting things like light switch covers and
oh boy.
But yeah, I've got like a pressure canner on there too.
I just put multivitamins in my wish list yesterday.
That's so funny. You're like, I really need to get this like right now, but I'm gonna save it for later.
We've come a long way from JCPenney.
It's just like, it's all just practical items. Like as we get older, like the stuff is just like, your wish list and stuff like that. But like if you had a choice between stuff like right now, like between a practical item, somebody's going to give you something. Like it's so, like being an adult now, it's so hard to like choose, like, okay, do I get something that's like going to bring me joy, or do I get something that I really need? Like if you're faced with that decision right now, like what are you picking?
Yeah. The fight between want and need, like right now, I think that, like, because my mom asked me this year, every year, what do you want for Christmas? What do you want for Christmas? And normally I do give something I need. This year was the first year I gave something I wanted in a while.
Yeah.
And it's because I feel like I'm getting to a place in my life, and I'm not always there. I don't think I'll always be there, but I am there right now, where like, if there's something I really need, I know that I have the resources to get those things. Like between Paul, myself, the friends and family that we know, like if we got into a true need, like we could figure it out and make it happen. And that's not always been the case. And I bet there's going to be a time where it's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
But so this year I did do this is what I want, at least for that thing, which was kind of a new thing.
Yeah.
It was interesting. And it was weird for my brain because I prefer asking for what I need, because wants seem silly.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Oh, for sure.
They seem silly. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at the boat or in that boat where it's like most of the time if somebody asks me for, hey, your birthday's coming up, and I'm like, look, I really don't, like I don't, you don't have to give me anything, just whatever, just take me out to dinner or something.
Yeah.
Like I just don't. But if they're like, no, like I want to get you something, I give them something that I need. I don't ever choose anything that I want.
Yeah.
Because I do feel selfish in that aspect because like my mom goes, hey, like, you have like a little bit of, I've gotten you a couple of things and, I'm going to spend a little bit more money on you. What do you, give me something else. And so I'm going through and I'm like, okay, I need a couple pairs of jeans. I was like, so I sent her a link to some jeans and stuff like that. But I don't know that the last time that I got anything that I've ever wanted, just because I'm at the point in life to where it's like, if it's something that I really want, I'm not waiting for my birthday. Yeah. I'm not waiting for Christmas. I'm not waiting for an anniversary for stuff that I want.
Yep.
Like if I want it and I've got the money and it makes sense financially, like I'm gonna go get it. Yeah. I don't want to like say that I splurge stuff after like last week's conversation we talked about.
Right. Financial peace. Yeah.
But if it's something that like I've saved up for or like set aside some money, just specifically for that, then I'm not going to wait for Erica to go, hey, we've been saving for this. Christmas is coming up. Can you hold off a month? I'm like, no, I'm just going to go get it right now. Yeah. And then I just won't open anything on Christmas if we're going to go down that route because I can use it now.
Yeah. Well, it's actually the conversations through financial peace, which you guys was last week's episode. Yeah. Conversations through financial peace in my own life with Paul and Financial Peace University, whatever, that opened me up to when someone wants to give you a gift, it's something that they want to do that thing for you. And I am trying to starting around Thanksgiving, I am hesitant to fulfill the things that I want and need unless it's like an emergency item like deodorant or honestly multivitamins. I should have just put those in the cart. Like that's what I'm going to do right after this. Yeah. So anyway, like just things that like have to happen. Yeah. Those other things. So I ran out of perfume a couple weeks ago, one of my favorites. And I told Paul, I said, hey, I'm not going to die without this, but if you're looking for Christmas ideas and you want to get me something, I'm going to get it for myself anyway if I don't get it for Christmas. Yeah. But if it makes you feel like you're giving something and like it's a good thing for us, like just relationally. Yeah. This is what it is. Here's the bottle or here's, whatever. Like,
what's the perfume?
It is an Estee Lauder perfume. I forget which one it is. It's a Macy's perfume. And I've been using it off and on the years, and I'm like, nah, I like this. Yeah. So if you want to get this, they do great Christmas sales. Yeah. And that's when I usually end up getting it, and it lasts me forever because I don't use it all the time.
Yeah, I only use like cologne on Sundays, and so like 2 years ago, I got like 4 bottles of cologne from I think my brother and my mom and Erica and all of that, and I only wear it on Sundays, and so I just started giving it to Nolan because I think it's just going to get to a point to where it can expire. I don't know. I would imagine
it just smells like a weird shoebox.
Well, I mean, yeah. What is this my favorite scent? One is actually it's called ombre leather, and so like. I mean, it already smells like a shoebox. A little bit like a shoebox. Yeah. See what I'm saying? It smells like a shoebox, like right out of the box. But yeah. Now, as you get older, are you thinking like more practical gifts, or do you think things like experiences are something that you would like value more? Because, gosh, I mean, obviously, like trips and stuff like that. Like those are great times, great memories, especially, just being young as you and Paul are and still in great physical health and being able to go and do the hiking and walk around and see those things. I mean, a lot of people say, travel whenever you're younger, and you and Paul fit the bill for that. Yeah. So is that something that gets you more excited? Is something like that as opposed to say a bottle of perfume?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's interesting because I think that right now I am leaning more towards the practical things. Because there's a lot of like trips and concerts and events and things that I get to go to because of how I have my life naturally like organized right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like the type of friends that I have in my life, the type of things my family get into, the type of things that like my job requires. Like there's a lot of trips and conferences and traveling and things that are involved with that. So I think that my natural life is organized towards traveling type opportunities and experiences. And so when I think of gift giving, I probably am leaning towards practical. Like, hey, give me something I can use day in and day out. Or like, I appreciate that because,
or just because you're already doing the other stuff, maybe a gift that's more practical for those things that you are doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like those, like that's, I told Erica this, I said, next year, I said, I'm taking this seriously and I want you to know it's going to cost quite a bit of money up front, but it's something that I really want to do is, I have a bad tendency of taking, my allotted days off every year. I haven't taken a day off since February. And, I need to be more intentional with that. But, I told her, I was like, just on the weekend, I just want to go park my rear end in a state park, and everything that I have that's going to help me survive for the next 2 days, 3 days or whatever is what I carry.
Yeah.
You know, tent, sleeping bag, all that stuff. And I want to be intentional with that. But I mean, the upfront cost of that is, it's
getting
ridiculous.
The supplies, it does.
Well, just like even if I got something that Erica could go with, like a 2-person tent, it's like $350.
Yeah.
You know, then you need like things to cook with. Like even if you just pack a whole bunch of ramen, you got to have a way to cook it.
Right.
And you know, a sleeping bag and you know, the inflatables that go underneath your sleeping bag to where your sleep is a little bit better, and you know, proper hiking shoes, and you don't have to get everything set up, but like just the basics just to kind of help, you know. It's expensive, but I want to be able to do that. So like I want to be able to do the trips and stuff like that, but the more the things to help me
get there,
do those experiences is like what I need.
I would say even in that same lane, like a couple years ago, I went on a trip with my sister and her boyfriend. My older sister and her boyfriend were going to Florida, and they were like, "Hey, anybody want to go?" And I'm like, "Will it be weird if I say yes?" They're like, "No." And I'm like, "Okay, like, yeah, let's do it." And so when I went, I had luggage that I've had forever, and the handle busted off of it. But there were already lots of other issues. I had zipper issues, holes in it, like all this stuff. But I'm like, I'm not buying luggage. It's expensive.
I know.
And so when I got there and my handle busted, and I was literally carrying it like a duffel bag, and it's this suitcase. I was just like, this is, I can't live like this. I mean, I can, but I don't think it's practical. And so what I didn't know is that
with the amount of trips that you take with youth, you know, with state youth commission camps, all that other stuff. I mean, you need something that's reliable and that you don't have to carry around while
that way.
Shirts and socks are falling out of busted zipper.
It was a hot mess express, which that trip, you know, they covered most of the costs. I had to cover my travel, which was incredible. It was very generous, and for me, it was very financially appropriate, which was great. So when I didn't realize this, I should have. Orlando is, in my opinion, luggage headquarters.
Oh yeah.
I got a brand new Samsonite set, which is like really good luggage at the like TJ Maxx or Burlington Coat Factory, something like that. Yeah. And I got it for a steal, like wild. And I've been using that for 4 years now, and it is holding up to the test of time. And I love that luggage, but it's one of those things where you're going, okay, if this is a part of my life, like where I get this stuff, I need to get it when it makes sense. I need to get it how it makes sense. Like, cause to just like go out and get it does feel wild, but if it's practical, and it lines up and someone maybe gifts something towards it. Like I wouldn't be able to do that had they not gifted the trip towards me.
Yeah.
But I was able to have that additional funds to be like, all right, we're doing this thing, which was cool.
Yeah, I hate luggage because like Erica bought me a new suitcase, and it's one of the bigger ones. Because anytime I go on a trip, it's typically for at least a week or longer. And the airlines broke it, and it was really nice, really sturdy. It was like one of the hard case ones.
Yeah.
And they ended up breaking one of the wheels, and so I had to send pictures and mail it off. They're like, we'll see if we can fix it. I was like, dude, you're not going to be able to fix this. So they sent back something that was not as good as I would have picked, but like all of like the little components, like you could have like screws that they could replace wheels and the handle system in case any of that gets busted. But yeah, I was so mad.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was like one of those ones. It was like it wasn't a Samsonite ones. Good day, mate. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. I had to sneak in a Dumb and Dumber joke there.
We liked it. We liked it.
It was bad. All right, next question.
No way.
How do you think the process of curating a wish list changes as you grow older?
Ooh.
Maybe to take on, make sure that you're financially responsible with it. I'll let you answer this, or even think about it. I don't care. I forgot to put the mystery meat jar on the table.
Oh yeah, go get it.
Yeah. I'm listening.
Yeah, no, that's good. So I definitely think that the way we make lists changes as we get older. Like I'm still not putting like race car tracks on my wish list, even though maybe I should. Like,
yeah.
You should get like one of those bad choices by not doing that.
Those old ones from like the 80s or 90s, that like the RC slot cars, those like the electrical racetrack.
Yes,
always wanted one of those.
So cool. I do think that like there will come a time where I will be into like some type of collector's something, because I have a really cool broken brain tendency of like a hoarding nature about me.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if I can sway that, that's all a collector is. Yeah. A collector is a hoarder, but of a very focused thing. And I'm like, I think I can maybe like satisfy my hunger cravings towards hoarding. Yeah. My hoarder cravings. Yeah. And in the line of collecting. So I think I can see that in my future. But yeah, as I've gotten older, definitely the way that I think about what I need and what I don't need, the way I make Christmas lists like has changed. Like the years that Paul and I were going through financial peace, paying off our debt, when we were in that phase, our gift giving was explained. Yeah. Like that's all. I mean, we had to let people know we love you and we are going to hang out with you and have a game night with you and all these, like, we want to show that we love you. But our gifts this year were homemade. Yeah. And our, like, we spent $100 on 10 people. Yeah. Like, not so it breaks down to $10. Like, that was our gift giving that year, because we had a really big debt we were trying to pay off, and that was not a priority that we had set out for. Yeah. And one of the things that we're working on even now is making birthdays a priority, because they're more spread out and it's financially more feasible. And Paul and I both are like, the people we love, like, the day they were born it should be a special day to us. Like, and so we are trying to transition, like Christmas, maybe Christmas we do it like we just got some gifts in, and I don't want to give any hints out, but for our family, we are doing like Oprah's favorite things. They listen? Some do. Oh, nice. So we do Oprah's favorite things style, where something that we really, really like, we just buy 10 of those. Yeah. And everyone gets one. That's awesome. And so that's what we did this year. That makes more sense. Yeah. And so it's like, hey, this is something we really loved, and we think you might too. And if you don't, that's okay. but we think you will because you're
We
kind
do.
of like us. Like, you're friends with us,
Yeah.
and this has added value to our life. It might add value to yours also. So that has changed over time. Instead of getting like lots of little trinkety gifts or lots of like whatever, it's what if we just get you one meaningful thing?
Yeah.
And we switch like our approach to gift giving to like maybe we consider you throughout the year instead of just once a year or whatever. So yeah, it's changed. That financially, that was part of why the change happened, but also just relationally, like looking at people different. Instead of just being like, well, I want to celebrate you one day a year when I'm celebrating everybody else too.
Yeah.
And saying, well, let's spread this out. Let's remember you a couple other times so you know, like, you're important to me. But yeah.
Now, you mentioned that you have like kind of like a hoarding tendency. And like you can say, what?
I don't know. It just, I don't like you saying it. I know I said it, but I don't like that you said it.
If you had to, like, if you were going to start collecting something right now, what would it be?
Oh my goodness. Gosh, if I were to start collecting something, I'd have to pick. I think that I was infected with an with an affinity towards like tin things, like metal, old metal things.
Yeah.
From a class I took in college where we had to recreate art from found objects, and one of the assignments was tin. And so we had to find all this tin, and I loved finding old tin things.
Yeah.
Like, so I have one of my favorite tin things that I have, and it's in a secret place in my house because I think it's worth $1 billion. It's worth like, I looked it up, it's worth like $4. It's this old tin from like the 70s maybe.
Yeah.
And it has an emblem of Queen Elizabeth on the front of it.
Oh.
And it's like just from like some type of biscuits, like English biscuits, cookies,
Yeah.
like some type of cookie tin. And I don't know where I got it. And I don't know how I got it, but I know that I love it. And I know exactly where it is. And every now and then I just look at it.
Yeah.
And that's it. So I think just junk mostly is what I would collect. Almost like American Pickers style.
Yeah.
Where I'm going, I just think
Dude, that
this
show's
is
great.
neat. Like just neat old things. Yeah, I love tin, scrap metal things.
I like things like all pop culture.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so, like whenever that was popularized, even though pop culture has been around since things were popular, but
Yeah.
like the height of it, like the 80s and 90s stuff that I don't know why, but I'm like drawn to like the things that I had whenever I was little that I no longer have. And so I actually bought something the other day and it's sitting up there. I'll show you after we're done.
Yeah, let's see.
But it's just this toy from the 80s and it's called a germ. And so it comes with like this made up like Latin name. It's so funny because this is coming like full circle to a conversation we had earlier. But his nickname is Belly Button Lint.
No way.
I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious.
This was a plug.
And I spent a little bit too much money on it, but because they're collector's items now, and like, and they didn't make a whole lot of them. But we had some of them growing up, and I want to collect the whole set. There's only 8 of them, so I've got 1, so I've only got 7 more to go, and they run about anywhere between $30 and $50 a pop.
Yeah, wow, that's
and
cool.
so, but I just want them.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Yeah,
it's something about that time and that period in my life that I look back on and I have fond memories of.
Yeah.
Now, you know, my parents, whenever they look back on that time of their lives, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know if they have like the same affinity for maybe things like that.
Yeah.
For the physical side of things than I do, because they didn't have toys called Belly Button Lint or whatever.
Right,
you know, like, but I wonder, like, for their generation,
Yeah.
I know that they probably just think of like, you know, their parents and, you know, just being grateful for the lineage that they are from. But,
yeah,
you know, is there something physical? Actually, you know what? My dad still has his teddy bear from
That's
like
cool.
whenever he was a kid growing up.
I love that.
This thing's been like ran over by cars.
Yeah.
And it's flat.
That's pretty cool though.
It's like super flat.
Yeah.
It's like falling apart. I think one of the eyes are like missing or something like that. So
I think that this can be, I don't know if, okay, let me just go with it. I think there is something about Christmas and about gift giving and about all of this stuff that, like, making the list and all that. There's something about the repetitive nature of the season. Like, every year it comes around. Like, for good or for bad, it comes around. Like, no matter what mood you're in, it comes around. No matter how old you are, it comes around. No matter what financial situation you're in from this year to last year, like, it comes around. Like, there is something about giving a gift that maybe has a reflection on the past. Yeah. That is such a lovely gift to receive. Like, I think of some of the gifts that I've gotten, like just a photo frame with a picture of a memory. Yeah. And I'm going, what a cool gift. Thank you. Or like something that is like an inside memory of something that happened in the past. Like, hey, I know we went to that thing together, that event, and we laughed about those squishmallows, and so I got you one. Yeah. Like, there's something about giving a gift like that pulls you in tighter to relationships and really connects, at least I think for everyone, but I think of like different gifts that I've given because I'm like, I'm not giving this to them. I'm giving them to this because of the timing of Christmas. Yeah. But the meaning isn't Christmas. The meaning is friendship. Yeah. The meaning is care or love or whatever.
I think also being on the receiving end of that as well, because it does show that relationship between the receiver and the gift giver, it reiterates it. Like, for if I'm going to give a gift, I know how much this person, this relationship means to me. Yeah. And so I did put some thought into it, but receiving it is like putting the nail. Yeah. I don't want to say that, but like, it's like the hardening of the concrete of the foundation of this relationship. Like, I listen, I've taken notes, I've enjoyed these experiences, whatever the case may be, that you sit there and you go, wow, like they really do genuinely care about the stuff that I'm sharing with them. Yeah.
And I don't think that costs a lot. No. And I don't think that has to be huge gestures. Yeah. I think that when it comes down to it, like gifts like that end up meaning more than the big ticket items and the other things. It's just saying, I see you and I know you. I love you. Here's something to remind you of that. And that's something that we probably should do more than just Christmas, but Christmas is a great reason to do it. Yeah. Like, the Christmas season is a great reason to let someone know you care about them with some type of gift or receiving something. And Paul and I historically have asked for nothing when our family says, what do you want? And we have had to learn how to receive gifts well. Yeah. Also, like how to receive a gift and be humble, but not like rude. Yeah. And to not get haughty about it. Also, like finding a way to go, this gift, thank you. Yeah. This gift lifted me. Like, yeah. And doing that in a way that's true and honest, but also in a way that's like, you're not like, I don't know, like greasing someone up and saying like, hey, I really want you to know this. You're the coolest for doing this. Like if it means something, let them know it means something. Yeah. And because we have a tendency, I don't know how everybody else is out there, but Paul and I have a tendency to like maybe underplay the importance of receiving a gift. Yeah. Like we're like, oh, that's nice. Thanks. Like we're like, someone gave something. Yeah. Like let them know that meant something. And that it was received with appreciation.
I know it's coming around like every single year. My mom always reaches out, hey, I need a Christmas list. And I'm like, don't give me anything. And then I'll wait for her to like respond like 2 weeks later or something like that. Hey, you never sent me your list. I'm like, I'm working on it. And then the third time, she's like, okay, like I really need you to put something together and give it to me. That's whenever I'll send it to her. Because like I genuinely don't want to like.
Yeah, it feels like a bother or something. Like there's some.
I don't know.
At least for me, like, because when you talk about your mom, sometimes I'm like, I think our moms might be friends because like they're coming at us the same. I'll be like, Mom, I don't want to bother you with my needs, or I'm like, Mom, I love you. Like I'll love anything you get me, like whatever it is. But then from her angle, she's going, but because I love you, I want to make sure what I get you is helpful and useful and appreciated. Like, so I can see both sides of it.
I typically just go down like my Amazon wish list, all the stuff that I want for the house. And I'm just like, check.
Like,
you pick
light
through those.
Switch covers, Mom, multivitamins,
air filters, light bulbs and batteries.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
I'm
like
curious.
It's like a schizophrenic, like buying presents. Could you imagine you going up to Walmart?
Oh my gosh. If somebody just went in my wish list and got me the things that were there right now, they would think I probably have real issues.
Yeah.
Because they'd be like, well, who needs this like sock rack or something? I don't know what I've got in there.
A sock warmer.
Like who needs a sock warmer and a spoon holder? Like what in the world? Who are these people?
Dude, did your grandparents ever collect spoons?
I feel like
or did you ever know
did.
Nobody?
Yeah.
Like they went to like all the different states and collect spoons?
My
grandmother did that.
My mom did. I don't know if she still does, but for years she had, when we would go places, people would go places, they'd bring back bells. My mom was little trinkety, like, I don't know what people call them, knickknacks.
Yeah.
Whatever. Bells.
Curios.
Yeah.
Like a
tchotchkes.
Yeah.
People call them all kinds of different
tchotchkes.
things. Yeah, a little tchotchke, a little knick-knack.
Isn't that somebody's nickname in like a 70s TV show?
Tchotchke?
Yeah.
We'll look it up.
Oh, yeah, we will. All right. It's time for some mystery meat time. If you've never been a part of an episode here at the Potluck, the mystery meat is exactly what it is. It is a mystery. It is a jar full of random questions. Some are completely off the wall. Some are spiritual. But you never know what you're going to get. You just got to reach in and grab it, and we answer it, and that's where we're at. I think you did this one.
No way.
Yeah, well, I think so. Right?
That's okay.
That's your handwriting?
I can still answer it.
Yeah, okay. What makes you feel spiritually healthy?
Oh, see? Look at how good I did with the card.
Is that your handwriting?
It is.
Nice.
I like that one. That's good.
Yep.
What makes me feel spiritually healthy? I feel spiritually healthy when I feel peace. And I know when I'm not experiencing the feeling of peace.
Yeah.
This is just me personal. People have different things, like whatever. If I'm not feeling at peace, I know something's off with my spiritual health.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, have I been neglecting time with God? Have I been neglecting time in the Word? Have I been neglecting worship, which is usually one that I tend to neglect the most because I don't sing well and I don't know a lot about music. So I will just listen to like Christian music, but not necessarily worshipful music. And I'll be like 2 worship songs in and I'm feeling good. I'm like, God, you are my protector. You are taking care of me, or you are like these things. And a song will remind me of that. And I'm going, okay, I just needed a reminder today. Like I needed that. So for me, the cue is peace. If I'm feeling peace, and that's not always accurate, but that's a sure sign that if I'm not at rest, not at peace, I go, my spiritual health is off. And I need to investigate how to get things back on track. Yeah.
The things that I do that make me feel spiritually healthy is I don't know how to put this. I'm going to try to do it in the best way that I can, is whenever you take your relationship with Jesus like super serious, I find that I don't have the most opportune times to spend with Jesus. Mm-hmm. And so what I'm doing is I'm taking time away from spending and doing things with like my family, just to make sure that I'm going off, going up to the room by myself, and spending some time reading. Even though I work at a church, like I still have work I've got to do.
Right.
And so obviously we have like tons of deadlines with things and projects and all the things that we're doing. And so it's not the most opportune time to be reminded that, hey, you haven't spent any time praying, like, or reading the word, or like you said, worshiping. I feel like it's not like there's never the right time to do it, but I know that I need to do it.
Yeah.
It always feels, in a sense, it feels like it's just not the right time. But whenever I do it, then I'm like, oh, that was the perfect time.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't want to miss out. I'm not saying like I get up in the middle of dinner and go pray, but like there's, you only get so much time from whenever your kids get home from school and it's time for bed and all that other stuff. But there's moments to where I'm like I feel God going, okay, right now's the time.
Yeah.
Or like I'm super overloaded with something at work and I feel God going, hey, like right now's the time. And so whenever I look back on it, I go, I'm so glad that I just said yes in those moments, to where I did take some time and spend with the Lord, because what could be perceived as inopportune times are just the perfect moments to where like situations present themselves to where I needed Jesus more than anything. Yeah. And for him to shine through in those moments of uncertainty, or whenever patience is tested. I don't know. It's a weird feeling. I don't know if anybody else experiences that, but it's kind of like the Lord saying, hey, I'm looking out for you. Like, let's just chat for a little bit, because I know something's coming on the horizon that I'm just trying to set you up for success. And I'm glad that I do take the moments to be obedient to him saying, hey, like, let's just chat for a moment.
Yeah. That's cool.
So
it's cool.
I don't know if that makes sense or not. I didn't know how to describe it. I hate saying like inopportune moments. Yeah. Because we should always be striving to make those times and opportunities, and like it's very opportunistic. It's very like we're so gracious about the fact that we do have these avenues that we can spend time with the Lord, but life also gets in the way, and we're super busy, and
and being aware of that is important, because that is what helps us stay on track. Like, I think staying distracted and being distracted and staying distracted is what can rob us of our spiritual health. Yeah. But like when we have a moment where we go, oh shoot, like I haven't been taking care of my spiritual health lately. Like I can tell that I'm not doing well spiritually. Like that does feel like a disruption, but to continue in an unhealthy manner will disrupt more. Yeah. Like to stop and deal with it is a disruption, but to not deal with it will mess up way more in the long run. Yeah. And that's good. That's a good share.
Yeah. That's where I feel spiritually healthy, because whenever you do go through those moments where patience is tested and everything else, like you like God has given me more wisdom through just being obedient and taking the time to spend with him, then I don't know. He's given me, peace and wisdom whenever those situations do arise. And I know that I wouldn't be able to function with peace or wisdom without him. So.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Alrighty.
Well, thanks.
Thank you.
Well, you know.
Belly buttons.
Oh, yeah, we have to look at that thing. We have to finish up so I can look at your toy.
Yeah. I'll post a picture
Your
here. Your
$30 Amazon toy.
Yeah, I got it on
Named
eBay.
belly button lint.
Yeah, I got them on eBay.
We'll post a picture.
All right. We'll talk to y'all later. We'll see you next Friday for another episode. Thank you so much for listening in with us today. We really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on social media, on Facebook, Instagram. You can also watch the video version of this on YouTube as well. All you have to do is search up the Pastor's Potluck Podcast. From all of us here, we want to say thank you, and we'll see you next week.